A guy mistakes his blind date for a client. Hey, can you pay me for today's lesson? The man casually sends him 520 bucks. Dude, double's fine, but did you really have to pick such a lucky number? Gu Yile's a top student at a music conservatory. Right now he's dealing with relentless blind dates. He's met his fair share of weirdos. One tried selling him life insurance on the first date. Another wore that awful Barbie pink nail polish. Then there was the guy who looked all proper and refined. But you could see his lace thong when he bent over. Today his mom found another catch and insisted he add the guy on WeChat first. Back in his room, he gets a new friend request. His blind date's overseas, so it can't be him. Plus this person had one of those old people profile. Probably a parent from this afternoon's lesson. Gu Yile's eyes light up. Must be here to pay extra. Hello, I'm Liang Dong, 1 year older than you. Gu Yile thinks back to their first meeting. Yeah, right, you look old enough to be my dad. But gotta stay polite with the clients. After swapping a bunch of emojis, Gu Yile can't take it anymore. It's getting late, how about settling the fee first? What fee? Today's lesson fee. 2 minutes pass with no reply. Don't tell me he's trying to skip out. The transfer finally comes through the next day. Double's fine, but why such a weird number? Whatever, doesn't matter. He can finally buy that electric violin. Thank you, you're so generous. Next time I'll extend the lesson. Practice makes perfect. A message comes in asking if he's had dinner. Gu Yile's confused, why is this guy chatting him up? Whatever, paying clients a king, he'll chat. They keep chatting all the way through dinner. At the table, his parents nag him. Liang's loaded and only has one sister. You two need to build a connection. He hasn't even added me on WeChat, how am I supposed to connect? Maybe it's the time difference. He doesn't want to bother you. Oh really, how thoughtful. Meanwhile, Liang Dong just put down his phone when his sister texts. Sending red envelopes right after meeting feels kinda weird. Then she video calls him. Liang Dong fumbles forever before finding the answer, but yep, he's a total tech dinosaur. Such a waste of that ridiculously handsome face. His sister yawns. You asking me how to send money yesterday freaked me out. But I didn't think he'd actually accept it. Took him 22 hours, then he thanked me. He's a reserved guy. Oh no, Mr. Silent meets Mr. Reserved. You two will bore each other to death. After hanging up, Liang Dong uses Gu Yile's contact info to find his account on social media. There's tons of stuff about Gu Yile's hobbies. His latest post pops up. Thanks for asking, just woke up in bed, totally relate, already got morning sickness. Liang Dong's jaw drops. Reserved my ass. He takes back what he just said. What do you do when you mistake your blind date for a creepy old guy and block him? Gu Yile uses his client's money to buy the electric violin. He even posts it on social media to show off. Never mind not getting a friend request from his blind date. The first like is from his client. Basic courtesy means returning the favor. So Gu Yile likes his client's latest post too. The guy messages him right away. In class? Yeah, boring. Why do you care if I'm bored or not? But he's a paying client, better be nice. Gu Yile politely responds. History of string music, walls of text, total headache. You okay? Go see a doctor. Not literally. Don't you get sleepy reading books like that? No. Gu Yile sticks out his tongue. He pictures a balding middle-aged guy reading. Just then, his phone buzzes. Another 520 bucks. Today's lesson is 2 hours. When he arrives, Gu Yile looks around nervously, terrified he'll run into his client. Once the practice room doors shut, he breathes a sigh of relief. Even the 6-year-old notices he's distracted. Asks why he keeps looking around. Nothing, just checking out your place, learning some decor tips. The brat scoffs. Like you could afford a place anyway. No wonder this kid plays terribly. All his artistic talent got eaten by that smart mouth. Whether I can afford it's none of your business. What matters is you need to practice. The kid reluctantly starts sawing away. Gu Yile thinks the kid's just like he was. He asks with a smile why he's learning if he doesn't like it. My good-for-nothing dad's making me. Thinking of the show-off dad, Gu Yile nods in agreement. You could tell your mom you don't want to learn. Mom's never home. When she is, she fights with dad. Gu Yile panics. No wonder he introduced himself with a 520 red and black. When the kid mentioned his parents fighting, it clicked. The client's into me. Wants to be my actual sugar daddy. After work, Gu Yile splashes cold water on his face. Looks at his gorgeous reflection. So that's where the term homewrecker comes from. It's his own fault for being too good looking and appealing to everyone. Can't accept the red envelope now, and he wants to return the 520. But what about his beloved electric violin? After returning it, he won't find the same one again. It's that sleazy old man's fault. Got a wife and kid, but still goes after decent young men. And Gu Yile realizes calling him sleazy is too kind. This guy actually has the nerve to message him. Still have a headache. Didn't before, but do now seeing your message. Why? You know why. A few minutes later, he replies, I don't. Gu Yile's about to explain. Every single word I'm typing is with my middle finger. Impressive. Gu Yile's speechless. Of course an old guy wouldn't get the joke. After calming down in bed, Gu Yile sits up. Ready to reason with the old man. But the guy messages first. You don't need to be so formal with me. Fine. Then I'll be blunt. I'm not what you think. Better watch yourself. Sorry, maybe I came on too strong. I just think we could get to know each other better. This hits Gu Yile like a thunderbolt. Do creeps talk this politely these days? Enjoy the blacklist. After blocking him, Gu Yile goes to eat. His mom slaps him upside the head. Why'd you block him? I didn't. I never block people first. His mom hands him her phone. This guy's honest as they come. So we're chatting fine, then suddenly his messages wouldn't go. Thought his phone broke and almost took it to get fixed. Gu Yile's still dismissive, he never even added me. How could I block him? Then he freezes. Turns out this guy really is my blind date. He mistook his blind date for a creepy old guy after his looks. Unblocked him. Gu Yile's so stressed his playing sounds like sewing wood. Then he uses that frazzled energy to unblock his blind date. It's 1:30 in the capital. There's a time difference with his date overseas. Won't get a reply anytime soon. Perfect way to avoid awkwardness. Gu Yile's plan is foolproof. He carefully sends a sad emoji. His date replies instantly. Awkward's mom just opened the door for Awkward. Tech Dinosaur Liang Dong's the real legend. He thought his phone was broken. Got the heating pad and screwdriver ready. Was about to take it apart. When suddenly his phone buzzing. Sees it's a message from Gu Yile. Puts on his glasses to double check. Yep, Gu Yile added him back. His finger slips and sends a random period. Ling Dong doesn't know messages can be deleted, so he quickly types, sorry misclick. After 2 whole minutes, a careful reply comes. I'm the one who should apologize. Did I wake you? Told you the frustration just melts away. Normally he'd demand to know why he was ignored. But Liang Dong somehow stunned into just replying no. Then the guy rapid fires like a machine gun. Sorry. I got confused, didn't mean to block you. I didn't think it through, acted too fast. First, your phone's fine, I'm the broken one. Why aren't you saying anything? Looking at the flood of messages, Liang Dong's head spins. He casually types. If it's fine, why are you still up so late? Holding the phone he almost disassembled, Liang Dong thinks before lying. Says he's working on a paper, but Gu Yile's still worried. You can block me once too, or yell at me first then block me. Why? Because I yelled at you first and blocked you. You already unblocked me, that's enough. Gu Yile finally relaxes. But I still took your money for nothing. That was my mistake, I thought you were a student's parent. But I'm broke now. I'll pay you back when I get paid next month. Liang Dong's afraid saying no will upset him. So he changes the subject and asks Gu Yile what TIT means. It's an emoticon like crying with your mouth wide open. Liang Dong's heart tightens, thinking Gu Yile's actually crying. As he's figuring out how to comfort him, 3 messages arrive. WeChat's crying emoji is ugly, so I typed it out. I'm Gu Yile, 1 year younger but who's counting. Looking forward to knowing you. They end their first real chat on a good note. As Gu Yile drifts off to sleep, he doesn't know that hours earlier. On a forum post asking how to apologize so someone forgives you fast. Someone left a lucky prediction. He won't be mad at you. Those of us who date a lot know this. Being cared for by someone your age feels amazing. Especially when your partner's more mature. Gives you that warm dad energy. But romance doesn't pay bills. Gu Yile still has to teach the brat. Can't you play slower? You're trying to run before you can walk. The brat glances at him. You just want to drag this out and leave early. Gu Yile's pissed. I didn't even get paid for extending last time. But when it's time to leave, he can't bring himself to. The kid's parents are never home. He's pretty pitiful. Whatever, call it charity. Then Gu Yile remembers his blind date. Opens the chat app to say hi. Have you eaten? Yes, just finished class. You had dinner yet? Gu Yile's speechless when he gets the reply. Clicks on that ancient profile pic. Is he really only 1 year older? Everything about him screams dad generation. Just as he's about to reply, the driver suddenly swerves. He instinctively grips his phone tight. When the car steadies, he realizes he accidentally sent a long voice message. Frantically deletes it and explains. Sorry misclick. No worries, didn't know messages could be deleted. Gu Yile can't help but laugh. Of course. Try it. Just long press the bubble. Sure enough, Liang Dong sends a number. Deletes it and replies, got it, thanks. This way of talking feels weird to Gu Yile. He gently suggests we met for a reason. I think we can be less formal. Worried he doesn't get it, he clarifies he means how they address each other. He's about to suggest calling him Gu or Mr. Gu when his phone buzzes. Lil, is that okay? But Gu Yile's heart pounds. A warm, happy feeling washes over him. He shyly replies, sure. Though if you call me that on the street, dogs'll turn around. I won't, it's a nice name. Gu Yile's halfway through typing. An 11-second voice message comes through. He blinks in disbelief. Careful. He carefully clicked on the voice message. First came about 2 seconds of blank noise. The other person seemed like it was their first time sending a voice message, asking hesitantly if he could hear. The voice was deep and magnetic, with a slight vocal fry that tickled his ears. In the following messages he first called out Gu Yile's full name, then affectionately called him Leo. At this moment, Gu Yile's mind kept looping that magnetic voice. He picked up his phone and replied, sounds pretty good, thanks mom and dad, then took off his earbuds. His ears were red and a bit hot. He touched them reflexively then comforted himself. Must be the heater in the car turned up too high. The boy was only 1 year younger than his blind date, but their personalities were worlds apart. Gu Yile was a big dreamer when it came to romance. Liang Dong was a dull, unromantic, aloof heartthrob. 9 o'clock in the morning again. No surprise, that blockhead was going to check in. Hello, it's cold out. Drink Gu Yile's good mood for the day instantly vanished. Yesterday he called me Lil. Today I'm just man. Gu Yile then went to the forum to vent. Is this clueless guy treating me like a punch clock? The netizens' comments were all the same. They agreed the guy was a once-in-a-millennium clueless dude. Only one netizen's comment was different. To keep using formal language before confirming the relationship. Gu Yile was completely confused. How do you know? Just a guess. Thinking about it, with his old-fashioned mindset, maybe he really thinks that way. But with us confirming the relationship, could this be some new scam? In the afternoon, Gu Yile said he was gonna have hot pot with his parents. 3 hours later, Liang Dong figured they should be done eating. Just as he was about to message Gu Yile, his sister suddenly sent a video call. The moment he answered, she let out a shriek. Bro, you look so hot in glass. But that Liang Dong's prescription wasn't strong. He just had a habit of wearing them when reading. He was about to take them off, but his sister wouldn't. So, keep them. Total hot nerve. Then she happily took screenshot. Dress like this when you meet your future brother-in-law. He'll be so into it. Liang Dong said Fadi that he wasn't his brother-in-law. Plus, he doesn't seem to like my type. His sister. What does he like then? Liang Dong thought of the muscle guy photos Gu Yile posted on the forum. He quietly opened the website to check if the dumbbells he ordered 2 days ago had shipped. His sister was still chattering away. Want me to ask around for you something? Liang Dong firmly declined. I'll handle things between him and me myself. After chatting a bit more, they hung up. Shortly after, Liang Dong saw he received a transfer of 520 from Gu Yile. He was stunned for a while before he could reply. The other person sent a voice message. Got paid. I'm here to pay you back. A heavy smell of alcohol could practically be smelled through the phone. I'm not out partying. I'm drinking at home with my dear mama. And I Gu Yile, not that kind of person. Even drunk, I've got my dignity on lock. Hearing he was home, Liang Dong felt relieved. But before he could reply, Gu Yile sent another voice message. Why aren't you saying any? Are you scared to talk to me? And why don't you call me Lil anymore? The other person was whining like he was acting. Liang Dong had no choice but to hold down the voice bot. Lil, said a few. Gu Yile proudly ordered him to give his ears a treat. Liang Dong didn't really get what ear treat meant. But he went along and called his name a few. Had his fill. Gu Yile sent a satisfied voice message. Thank you, sir. His tone was playful. The unspoken meaning made Liang Dong's lips curl slightly. Just then, Gu Yile's tone suddenly turned melancholy. So do you know Country Y? Yeah, I'm in Country Y. Is it cold there? Cold? What should I do? I have a competition there in a few months. That'll be spring, it won't be cold there. Are there bad people there? Liang Dong could tell the other person had probably run into some trouble. After thinking for a moment, he said every place has people with bad intention. But I won't let you run into bad people. Sleep now. Good night. Chatting with your date while drunk is a scary thing. Even scarier is waking up with no memory of what you said. Gu Yile clutched his phone, scrolling frantically. Seeing that he sent over a dozen voice messages, he wanted to die. He called himself the boss in front of his blind date they never met, and shamelessly bragged about his impeccable style. Even worse, he not only forced the guy to voice chat, he even acted cute to the macho man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He forced him to say Lil a full 7 times. Gu Yile ate breakfast in a daze, then took the bus to school like a lost soul. I must have split personalities. There's no way I said something that embarrassing. Time for the daily check-in. The clockwork good morning message arrived. Gu Yile stared at the hello in the chat box. So embarrassed he took a 2-bedroom apartment with his toe. He was afraid if he replied, the guy would bring up last night's drunken disaster. Better to let it quietly fade away, leaving no trace. He was bored during class. Gu Yile secretly played on his phone browsing the forum for fun. He even posted, asking netizens how to engrave a name on a vial. Suggest using acrylic to avoid damaging the wood by carving. Gu Yile found this netizen familiar. He asked if mixing colors was hard. To his surprise, the person sent him a full tutorial. He thanked him, then tried to get closer. Thanks for the info. I see your account's pretty new. Here to make friends. This place is okay for friends, but dating pass. Why? Take my advice, if finding a date here is even less reliable than blind dating. Liang Dong's heart sank. What's unreliable about blind dating? The other person wasn't a friend in real life anyway. Gu Yile didn't hold back. We're clearly not compatible, but they still force it together. How do you know you're not compatible without trying? But every time I talk to him, it feels like I'm talking to an elder. Family introductions usually mean similar. Yeah, he's only a year older than me. But talking to him feels like they're 8th generation. People are different. I get that, but the pressure's real. Why? Scared that if things go south, we can't even be friends. You want to be friends with him. They say more friends, more opportunity. More husbands, more homes, right? At that point, the other person suddenly stopped replying. Gu Yile felt inexplicably bummed. Wonder how that blockhead's doing. Should I reply to his message? Gu Yile found a photo of a pretty girl online, planning to send it to his blind date. Because he didn't like that guy at all. But he was afraid if he rejected him outright, his mom would smack. So in a flash of inspiration, he came up with a perfect. Across the ocean, Liang Dong had just finished showering. He received a message from Gu Yile. You there, wanna see a selfie? Liang Dong was confused. I don't have selfies, then just take one now. Liang Dong had already guessed his motive. After all, looks at the #1 killer of online relationship. Maybe he doesn't want to date me. Especially remembering his line about more husbands, more homes. A flash of complexity crossed Liang Dong's. Just as he was about to reply, Gu Yile sent another message. Right now, you show me, I'll show you. Gu Yile's little scheme was clicking away. He'd found a cross-dresser's photo online. Forget whether he could reject the guy for not being his type. Just the photo he was about to send. If the guy didn't block him immediately, his mental fortitude would be impressive. As he sent the photo, he also received the photo from the other person. Opening it, it turned out to be like a graduation photo. Zooming in, he was pretty handsome. Looking closer, he was damn handsome. How annoying, sparking people's curiosity out of nowhere. Just then, Liang Dong replied, you like cross-dressing? To break up, Gu Yile had to keep sabotaging himself. Do I look pretty like this? With that, he sipped water while waiting for a reply. Nah. Gu Yile nearly choked on his water. This guy's got nerves of steel. So he pulled out his trump card. We're already a minority group, and my cross-dressing thing is even more fringe. If you're uncomfortable with it, then... Before he could finish typing, Liang Dong sent a message. I can accept. Gu Yile was so shocked his worldview shattered. He couldn't get over it all night. Short until a bratty kid schooled him, did he understand? At first he was surprised the kid learned so many instruments. He asked which one he liked best. Well, I hate the violin most. Gu Yile muttered to himself. Can't you like them all? They all sound great. But the next second, it clicked. His blind date was pretty hot, but you get bored eventually. Giving up the whole forest for one tree. So when he got home, he picked up yesterday's conversation. You can accept me, but I can't. I don't like your type. You mean what we have in common? Soja. I like black. I like blue. I like reading. I like music. I prefer sweets. Perfect, I love spicy food. We're totally incompatible. With a rejection this clear, the guy should get it. But Gu Yile never expected the guy hadn't given up. It's because we're different that we're more compatible. Gu Yile was going insane. Dating isn't about filling gaps. Being complimentary just means no common ground, no shared topics. We both like guys, that's the same. Gu Yile was completely speechless. What kind of common ground is that? By that logic, we're both guys too. Someone he used to like appeared on the podium as a guest speaker. Gu Yile felt awkward as hell. Even more awkward was getting cornered by him at the restroom. One day apart feels like 3 years. Wanna grab food and catch up. Gu Yile tried to slip away but failed. He turned his face away glumly saying there was nothing to talk about. Tan Qian stared at him with amusement. What, am I that scary? Gu Yile's stomach churned with nausea. He instinctively backed up a few steps. Tian Xun raised his hands proclaiming his innocence. Hey, I didn't even touch you. But back then you loved clinging to me, didn't you? Who's this act for now? Nightmarish memories came flooding back. Gu Yile nearly lost control. Tian, you're really disgusting. Tan Qian smirked victoriously, stepping forward. You're the disgusting one. But don't forget, you were the one who wanted to date me. Well, the whole school knows you're one of them, but I'm not. Those light words weighed a ton on his heart. Classmates mocking him. Teachers disgusted by him. Treated like a freak, gossiped about. All those unbearable memories rushed into his mind. Gu Yile's jaw trembled, his face pale. But his reason told him he couldn't be as weak as before. You should know better than anyone what really happened back then. But everyone only knows you shamelessly chased me. Sometimes rumors are more powerful than evidence. But as long as you behave and keep quiet, we can still. Before he could finish, sudden music interrupted. Yile cursed internally. He'd meant to open the recording app, but accidentally hit the music player instead. Gu Yile tried to dodge Tan Xun but his bad position let Tan Xun grab his arm. Before he could struggle much, he was pinned against the wall. Believe me or not, I'll make your life at school. Tian Qian raised his huge fist. Gu Yile reflexively shut his eyes. At that critical moment, the music stopped, replaced by a deep voice. Leo. Someone was calling his name. Leo, are you listening? Angquan was caught off guard just as he was about to grab the phone. Gu Yile beat him to it. Breathing in relief, he told the person he was listening. After a moment of silence, the voice, class over, why haven't you come out? Gu Yile was stunned, then responded. He was like a lamb, forced to stand on a cliff. A man he'd never met on the other end of the line. Like a savior opening his arms, trying to catch him. I'm at your school gate. If I don't see you in 3 minutes, I'm coming in to find you. Now, countdown starts. Gu Yile gathered his courage and shoved Tan Xin aside. He didn't breathe easy until he reached a crowded area. The call was still connected. He asked how the guy knew he was in trouble. Because your voice sounded off. Just took a shot in the dark. Gu Yile never expected a forum friend to save his life. Also, stop with you all the time. My name just now was fine, wasn't it? But my relationship with you, appropriate to cross that line. On Valentine's Day, his blind date didn't even text. After drinking too much, Gu Yile drunkenly called him. Once connected, he cried his eyes out. I'm sorry. Let me bow to you. Please forgive. I know you're mad because I said you were stiff. I was actually lying to you. I'm not drunk, I'm totally sober. I'm not some tough guy, just a total weakling. And I'm not picky, I like sweet stuff too. So stop being mad at me and let's be friends, okay? Like I said, I don't want to be friends. What's wrong with being friends? Everything's wrong with it. What Liangdong wants to do can only happen if we're dating. What if I don't want to date? I'll delete your contact info. What if we run into each other? We'll pretend we don't know each other. Gu Yile was totally freaked out by this idea of cutting ties forever. He figured if love came knocking, why not enjoy it? Why punish himself for other people's mistakes? So he worked up the courage to. Let's give it a shot then. My name is Gu Yile. As of today, I'm your boyfriend. The next morning, Liangdong sent him a message. They want together. Gu Yile's ears turned bright red. He spent the whole walk wondering if the guy doubted his behavior when drunk. You think I'd wake up and pretend nothing happened? No, but I learned my lesson. So I prepared for both outcomes. He sent over a file. Gu Yile was totally confused. After hesitating, he opened the audio file. My name is Gu Yile. As of today, I'm your boyfriend. Gu Yile's face instantly. You recorded that. You can't let anyone else hear. Back home, Gu Yile couldn't wait to call him. Asked if he'd get time off for Christmas. Liangdong called. You don't want me to fly back to see you? No way. I was just asking. Gu Yile was so embarrassed he quickly changed the subject. After chatting with Liangdong for a bit, they said goodnight and went. The next day at school, he remembered his foreign friend Dong. He shared the good news about his relationship. Said he wouldn't abandon him just because he was dating. Your boyfriend won't mind. He won't mind. He's not that petty. Even though Gu was totally wild on the forum under his Yile, he couldn't ignore his real boyfriend. So after school, he got ready to voice chat, but accidentally hit video call instead. Luckily, he hung up fast and avoided both of them. Once on voice, Liangdong didn't mention the video thing. Just asked if Gu Yile had just finished rehearsal. Gu Yile felt like he seemed kind of down. So he tried lightning with blaming Jing Yu and Peng. If those two hadn't dragged him into judging, which of them had better abs, he'd have been home ages ago. You really want to see abs? Gu Yile paused, then said who wouldn't want to. I'm telling you, back when I was on the forum. His phone buzzing cut Gu Yile off. Liangdong had sent him a photo. He opened it and wow, an 8-pack. Talk about a critical hit. His body's insane. And he's even got that V-line. He instinctively covered it with his hand like someone might see. Then asked Liang Dong if that was actually him in the photo. Who else? Whose do you want to see? They'd finally made it official. But Gu Yile suddenly realized a huge problem. Liang Dong only had that random photo he'd found online. So he liked guys who looked like that photo. And his social media wasn't even visible to him. There's no way he's seen his real photo. Is that really his type? Meanwhile, Liang Dong was working out at the gym. A trainer came over to chat. Asked why he was using such lag. Building big muscles is tough. If he needed help, he could assist. Liang Dong politely declined. Said he was happy with his physique. Because someone really likes. Miles apart, they were both quietly figuring out what the other liked. Meanwhile, Gu Yile worried the abs thing might have upset him. So he called to feel him out. Told him that's not what he meant yesterday. But Liang Dong was just mad at himself. Because when Lil told his online friend he wasn't petty. Said he wasn't that petty. He already felt guilty about being petty. Gu Yile seemed brave and outgoing but was actually more cautious than any. His comfort zone had clear boundaries. Each one required multiple attempts before he could claim a tiny corner. Like how he thought being friends was safer than dating. Now he thinks voice calls are safer than video. Next video would be safer than meeting in person. Liang Dong then apologized for being impulsive. Said he didn't mean to say it like that either. Gu Yile seemed to freeze for a moment. Too late to take it back. I already saw the photo. Even if you delete, I can picture it when I close my app. Now Liang Dong was the one froze. How about you send me one too? No way, absolutely not. My abs have merged into one. Not a good look. Hearing Liang Dong laugh, Gu Yile finally relaxed. I thought you were jealous. Yeah, turns out I even made a video to cheer you up. But my editing skills are trash. But Gu Yile ruthlessly cut him off. Don't even think about it. Already deleted. 3 minutes later, Liang Dong found someone's profile on the forum. Found the video set to friends only. A row of little yellow chicks with words written on the back. Do you still love me like that? Then they turned around. Your abs are the best. Finally, a big pair of lips appeared on screen. Liang Dong watched it 5 times without saying a word to his phone. Just then Gu Yile, who'd already said goodnight, suddenly sent another voice message. We're together now. So stop being all formal with me. I thought something serious happened. Liang Dong was thinking about whether to explain. When another 15-second voice message. He must have been exhausted. His voice sounded muffled. Like he was talking right in his ear. Whose else would I look at besides yours? Should he open up his social media to his boyfriend? But if he saw his real photos, he'd realize the cross-dressing photo was fake. Better just put him in a separate group. Go took a photo of his hand making a peace sign with his violin in the back. Set it to visible only to the new group and posted it. Liang Dong liked it and returned the favor. Posted a new photo on his own feed. Gu Yile hit save. Not a bad trade. After school, Gu Yile called Liang Dong. But all he heard was heavy breathing. Asked what he was. He said climbing stairs. Every Ralph gasp hit his eardrum directly. Gu Yile's heart was pounding. If this is a sin, let heaven punish. Don't torture me when I can't see or touch. The next day Gu Yile woke up with dark circle. That breathing sound looped in his head all night. He had to hug his pillow, just to fall asleep. So he called and told Liang Dong to take the elevator, not the stairs. But you like abs, don't you? I do, but you're putting way too much pressure on me. They chatted for a bit. Then Gu Yile suddenly asked, when I first added you, I blocked you. Your mom said you thought your phone was broken. You didn't take it apart, did you? Liang Dong admitted it but explained he doesn't do that anymore. Because he found something more interesting. Actually not something. Liang Dong had always struggled to feel interested in things. He just went along with whatever his parents did. No matter what he did. He was always the best and fastest among the kids. But he never formed attachments or emotional connections. As soon as the next thing came along, he'd move on without looking back. The therapist said it was a unique form of decision paralysis. When you meet someone or something you're truly interested in, even if you seem calm on the surface, you're actually building up impulsive energy inside. Gu Yile got a little scared. Asked if he'd get into socializing again. There's all kinds of sketchy people abroad. Don't pick up any bad habits. So one sentence from Liang Dong completely won Gu Yile over. The only thing I'm interested in now is you. That afternoon when it poured, Gu Yile got pushed around in the crowd. Zhou holding an umbrella stretched his neck and yelled for his chief Zhang to hurry over. Then someone from behind grabbed Gu Yile's arm. Peng Zhou, I gotcha, hun. Gu Yile was dragged under the umbrella, totally confused. Stuck between two lovebirds. The three of them stared at each other, talked about awkward. The wrong hand incident spread through the whole school fast. Gu Yile's phone buzzed all afternoon. No doubt everyone was laughing at it. Especially watching those two all lovey-dovey. Gu Yile was so annoyed. There's a performance tomorrow, not worth beating them up. So annoyed. Better post something to cool off. Really want to bury my face in my boyfriend's chest and cry. But he didn't notice he'd selected the new group and posted it. Soon after, Liang Dong replied, want me to come back? While saying that, he started packing his seat kit. On Christmas, Liang Dong booked a flight back to the capital. But he didn't plan to tell Gu Yile. He was only back for one day, time was tight. He had to visit his critically ill grandfather first. Just as he was about to tell Gu Yile he was going on factory inspection, the signal would be bad and he might be out of touch for days. Gu Yile's video call came through. This was their first video call. But when he answered, the screen was pitch black. He could just barely hear people talk. It's connected, Lei Zhiluo. What a haltia. Mixed in was broken sobbing. Saying don't look, hang up, another project. Liang Dong recognized Gu's voice. His heart tightened. Leia, what's wrong? After a while, the camera slowly came into light. Showed a neck and a chin that looked a bit red. He casually wiped tears off his cheek. His voice was muffled, he'd clearly been crying for a while. I said not to call you, but they insisted. The string broke while tuning. My face just hurts a little. Liang Dong finally relaxed. Hold back up, let me see. It looks awful. I don't want you to see. I'm not going on stage tomorrow. Liang Dong finally realized his Leo was actually pretty vain. He comforted him saying don't worry, his face wasn't ruined. But you kinda lied to me. You're 10,000 times cuter than your photo. Gu Yile covered his face, twitching as he spoke. You can't even see clearly, and my face is ruined. Liang Dong's finger traced the screen, drawing the memory of his face. It's okay, even if your face was ruined, I'd still like. Little did he know, right after hanging the video, Gu Yile stopped crying and started cracking up. Good thing I was fast. He's even hotter than his photo. The performance was about to start. Gu Yile had no idea that Liang Dong, thousands of miles away, had already changed his flight and was heading straight to his seat. At the school gate, he messaged Gu Yile, who replied instantly. You're finally here. I'm on in a bit. He'd never guessed that Liang was actually there. Liang Dong arrived at the packed concert hall. Using his height advantage, he scanned the whole stage. But his eyes made the choice before he locked firmly on the person sitting on the inside left. Time overlapped in that moment. Back to that winter years ago when he first saw him. He was sitting blankly on the bench. A major he'd studied for half a year forcibly changed. A messy home situation. Physical results had passed but were already void. Endless pressure kept bearing down. Just when he started feeling like he couldn't breathe, quick footsteps approached. A slim boy sat down beside him. The boy realized someone was watching, turned around and asked Liang Dong not very friendly why he was staring. Liang Dong turned away feeling all kinds of emotion. Have I changed that much? There's no way to recognize him. I even clearly remember his name. Then he remembered playing with Transformers together 12 years ago. He planned to use that as a starting point to reveal who he was. But the boy spoke first. Did you not do well on the test? Or is it like me? Didn't do well and also didn't have money to study here. Liang Dong shook his head before he could speak. The boy suddenly stood up. Either way we met. That's fate. I'll play you a piece. After you hear it, go home and sleep. Don't sit here feeling sad by yourself. That's when Liang Dong finally got it. So this is what sadness feels like. Sadness is an emotion. But it was something Liang Dong had never experienced. That's why he never fit in anywhere. Normally, he'd never waste time listening to someone play. But this time, he patiently listened to the whole thing. Just like back then. What drew Liang Dong wasn't the beautiful music. It was the same person, both then and now. This was their first real meeting. After the orchestra finished, Gu Yile was happily chatting with classmates. Liang Dong watched him from nearby with adoring eyes. Just as he was about to go say hi, his phone suddenly rang. The driver said he had to leave now to catch his flight. Even though he did